4th, 2015. Stand for the pledge.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
You know, it occurs to me as we're saying that, Congress has so much stuff with being against God. Why do we still have that in the pledge then? At least we have something.
Right.
Sharon got a perm.
I'm trying to get used to it.
It looks nice.
Okay, any public comment, Montana Mission Minute, and community update.
Okay. Bill Kearns, Saturday night at the Rotary Show, I was visiting with Elaine about that 4-H building. And we're getting to see more and more bigger crowds. You only have 2 toilets out there. And while there are a lot of other toilets in the wintertime, those are all closed. And I guess that building is kind of designated as an emergency gathering area for the county. So I don't know if it's worth thinking about of some more toilets. You could go out that south end, I guess it is, and enlarge the kitchen and add a couple more toilets, and just something for you to think about. Also, I noticed on the east end of the entrance there, when you go in, there's a cattle guard that doesn't seem to be used for anything. I don't know if that's something a person could dig up and use some other place. It's the entrance into the airport, and you might take a look at that and just see. Maybe at one time it did serve as a cattle guard.
Well, if it's entrance to the airport, it's probably so nothing, no stock gets over.
There's a road that's open there now.
Oh, is that? Oh.
And they just drive in. Yeah, go, you can take a look at it. Probably at one time that was closed, and that was a cattle guard to keep cattle out. But now that they've opened the road to the airport, they don't use it.
Maybe there's one down the other end. I haven't been
Yeah,
out
it's
there
that east end entrance there to the.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you.
Ready for us?
Yeah, yeah.
Montana Minute, I have to say hats off to Rotary. They did a fantastic job. I never laughed so hard. My sides hurt, my stomach hurt. But it was good because it was local people.
Hats off to Judy Williams. So
Oh man,
she directs that.
we
and
are
runs
so
it,
blessed to have
has
her
for
in
a
this
number of
county.
years.
I'd like to have the talent she's got in one little finger, to be honest, because I just am impressed. She does such a good job. And the way she writes songs, and the one where Daddy, Dancing on My Daddy's Toes, I mean, anybody that had a dry eye, I can't imagine, but, because you could just see it. Well, and then they had the slides showing Dancing on Your Daddy's Toes, and it was good. And then on, besides Montana Minute, commission stuff, of course, we had a meeting last week, and then I had Rocky Mountain Development Council in Helena, and Thursday night I had Rocky Mountain Extravaganza, which was a fundraiser for Head Start.
How did that go?
Wonderful,
Good, good.
wonderful. They did it at the Colonial this year. They've had it done at Valley Farms a few times, but the last couple of years they've moved it to the Colonial. It went well.
Oh, I'm glad, very glad. And thank you for going.
And they do finger food and drinks, and they have a bar, a cash bar, and so lots and lots of people that you don't see very often. So
That are making a good difference.
they are,
Mm-hmm.
they are. It's a good fundraiser for them. So
Yeah. Well, my Montana Minute is kind of the same. Judy Williams, we are so lucky to have somebody so dedicated to the positive of this community. And also her unsung heroes, Chris Sullivan, who does the backdrop, Julie Deal, who loaned us costumes, some of the Rotarians who are there all day Tuesday and Wednesday helping Chris to paint. And Chris is not a Rotarian, she's not paid, she just dedicated really a week's worth of work. Judy and Tom were there during the entire setup and then there all day yesterday cleaning up. So, and also Tom, to give Judy the support he does so that she can do the things she does. Hats off to him. And then Commissioner's update, I had Board of Crime Control last week, and also we had a budget meeting last Thursday. And this week we have a budgeting meeting for the juvenile detention. It's at the Cascade Detention Facility. So if you guys have any thoughts regarding juvenile detention, I can certainly take those to the meeting with me.
Yeah, it's really hard to budget for that, because we never know if we're gonna have 1 kid, 0 kids, or 25 kids.
Mm-hmm.
And so
Yeah.
it's really hard.
Yeah.
But we'll do whatever we can.
Okay.
Share our thoughts with them.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Oh, and I also hit the weed board meeting. Sorry about that.
Weeds are starting to come.
They are, yeah. That's a good board,
Mhm.
very good board, honorable men.
Yeah, I guess you mentioned Elaine, the meeting we had with John Semple on the mosquitoes was real informative.
I had somebody ask me just yesterday, so are you guys gonna get right on that mosquito stuff, or are you gonna wait? I said, no, we're gonna be on it, so. Because people are starting to see mosquitoes. And I
I
said,
suppose weather's warm enough that the night's been cold, it's been freezing most of the night, so
Right.
that's one thing that's probably kept them down yet.
you know, and hats off to Mike Meyer. This back door, the flowers he planted in there look gorgeous.
Don't they though?
They look
You did a nice
beautiful.
job.
Just, and lots of different colors and different plants.
Mm-hmm.
It looks good.
One other comment, Bill Kearns, I believe Brian Obert was elected the head of the MBAC, which is an economic development thing that serves Broadwater County, so it's nice to have a Broadwater County resident be the head of that.
Very good. You can share that with us.
I didn't, did I?
And I can understand why. He'll be a nice addition there. We always like to see the hometown boys involved.
There's some mail here. Mental health trust, that's a pay or play workshop in May 27th in Lewistown.
And what's that for, Franklin, specifically?
It's employer responsibilities for insurance reasons apparently.
Health insurance or
Yeah,
infrastructure?
it's the healthcare trust. Oh, hold it. Montana County Commissioners, Treasurers, Clerk and Recorders, Payroll, and Administrative Support staff are welcome to join us for this free informative workshop focusing on healthcare reform mandates that will impact Montana County employers. Special attention will be given to the 2015 IRS reporting requirements specific to Montana counties. I think we need Debbie there.
I think we need Debbie there and Doug and at least one commissioner, if not all three.
Right.
It's free, it's an extremely important subject for our audit, for our budgeting.
Because when I got reading it, I went, whoa. The Mako Healthcare Trust will also report on the financial health of the trust and unique advantages and stability of membership in a risk-sharing pool. Then it tells how to register in rooms and all, but
Yeah, I'd
we
like
need
to.
a presence there.
We certainly do. I would like to request that Debbie attend and officially request that the commission attend.
Yes.
So that way, all three of us are getting the exact same information.
And makes it easier to understand. One might miss something, but the other guy picked it up,
Exactly.
and vice versa. And I think for a few years, this reporting on Obamacare is gonna be challenging,
Yeah,
to say the least.
and budgeting for it,
Right.
yeah.
Here's some DEQ, it's, applicant is, Countryside Estates, it's for, County Waste and Sewer District, owned by Belgrade. Quarterly report from MVAC.
And that includes all the interest that Shoal is paying to the county, which is a net positive for the county and the area of revenue,
Good.
yeah.
Good morning, Joe.
Good morning.
It looks to me like the stock horses getting caught up.
Yeah, which is nice,
That is very good,
yeah.
because they were behind for a while.
And of course, banks sit on the board for MVAC, so they work on that jointly, funding things like soft course.
Have you ever been over there to their building at all?
I haven't, no.
I haven't either. Have you ever been over there?
Yeah, Don Messengers, yeah.
Is it nice?
Yeah, he had a pretty nice arena and everything. I haven't been there for 2 or 3 years now, I guess. Here's, from Yellowstone Bank, it's cartridge refills for $13.90 a signature on it.
Morning, Dana.
Morning.
So here's this railroad report for $24. Okay, Dana, report front and center,
Yeah.
or however you want to be.
Yeah, yeah. Right now, we're just, lack of moisture, we're working on Sand Hill Road up here, trying to get it built up and shaped up and.
By the way, I was on that road the other day. It looks great. I've never seen it look that nice.
It's been a long time.
It's been a very long time, and it is beautiful.
But, anyway, yeah, we got it pretty well buttoned up. They're up there working on it right now. And, should have it done hopefully this week, maybe. Got ditches pulled and shoulders pulled and gravel, whatnot, so.
I want to ditto what Elaine said. Fabulous job
Mhm.
on that road, really excellent. And on a road that didn't look like it had, that had that potential,
Yeah,
yeah.
no, it's turning out good, so. Next one we're gonna do is Ray Creek. What I'm trying to do is I'm trying to just get the roads that are causing us the most problem with washboard. You know, I mean, we've got just a certain amount of those, and there's not a lot of them right now. I mean, we just got a few that are giving us problems. That one, you know, Sand Hill, Ray Creek, we did Eustis down there, that first 3/4 of a mile from the end of the pavement on up, we got that done, and looks the same as that one down here, so, I mean, we're doing pretty good, I think, as far as getting stuff done, and I'm probably gonna lay off that stuff for a while. Got some mountain roads with some problems, and got some other little short stretches we need to try to get, you know, caught up on and stuff.
Is it, part of Antelope, I guess, is bad.
Oh, yeah, nah, that's what I heard. Is that upper, must be the upper stretch?
I don't
Across
really
the-
say what stretch it was.
Yeah, across
Yeah.
through the houses there,
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
Yeah.
Anything on the crushing?
I'm just waiting for my SRS money. See what we've got. I mean, I've got a little bit left from last year. I just need to make sure that I got enough to do what I gotta do, cause I can't get anybody in here unless I'm gonna do 10,000 yards, and so I gotta make sure I got enough money to go.
But the BSE, are they gonna go ahead with their other crusher, what they're doing?
Their crusher guy quit, and they're shorthanded, so they're probably not gonna be doing too much. So, and I talked to Brandon a little bit earlier this spring, and he can't get the volume we want. You know, it took him all summer just to do that little bit up Lone Mountain, and then that little bit over here on
Or 3/4?
Schofield there, you know, so, you know, and he was working on it from about May to November.
Yeah, I guess it was broke down a lot with that.
Well, there's a lot of maintenance,
Yeah,
a lot of maintenance, you know, and I mean,
it probably wasn't made for that type of,
no,
output.
and I know Brandon, when he went and talked to the guy, before he even bought it, he questioned him on production, you know, and the guy told him actually that he could get probably 400 yards a day, or 5. Now, if a guy can get 400 or 500 yards a day, that's pretty good. I mean, 'cause you know, a week, 2 weeks, you got your, you know, your 3,000 or 4,000 yards, or whatever you want, but he said it don't work like that. And I watched him, I mean, and then pretty soon, then he had to have another guy just sitting there on the crusher itself, sitting there watching it so it doesn't plug up and all that stuff, so. You know, he knows he can't get it. You know, I've talked to him a little bit, I'm gonna talk to him again, but, we'll get somebody in here that can get it big time here, so.
And I salute you for giving it a shot. I salute BSE for giving it a shot.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Sometimes you give things that sound like a great idea a shot, and they may not work out for
Yeah.
reasons beyond everyone's control. But big thanks to BSE and to
Yeah.
your forwardness.
Yeah, and they're having, you know, I don't know, we're having a little bit of an issue right now with mechanics in Townsend too, because Steve is somewhat, you know, he's doing a little bit when he can, but most of the time right now he's moving houses, trailer houses and stuff. And I talked to him the other day for quite a while, and he said that he's, you know, right now he's making more money moving trailer houses than he can ever make mechanicing, so. You know, that's kind of what he's doing, and he's supposed to be getting somebody in here maybe down the road this summer to do some mechanic work for us, so I'm having to take pretty much everything to Helena, or down to Tim, you know, wherever I can get it in the quickest, so. You know, and I don't have a lot, it's just a few issues, you know, how those, you know, little maintenance issues, but anyway. But other than that, you know, we're just plugging along. I gotta run down this morning to Meridian Road. I guess there's a problem with the pipe they put in here a couple years ago. So it might not get the flow through it or something, so I gotta run down and look at that.
Is it too high?
Well, I talked to Matt Nestler down there, and he's with that Nestler ranch, and he says, yeah, it is. I'm thinking I think it needs to be set down about another foot.
That would make sense. I couldn't get a flow through.
So, anyway, gotta go over to that, got, a gravel roads thing coming up here Wednesday. Out at the fairgrounds, supposed to be, I know they had 30 people signed up the other day, and there should be somewhere between 30 and 40, you know, for that, so that'd be a good class.
You gotta take them up on Sand Hill?
Yeah, we're actually gonna do a little bit of a demo up there, you know, just, they like to do that whenever they go. So,
When's that gonna be?
Wednesday.
This coming Wednesday?
Yeah, we'll have start class and then we'll have a half a day of class and then we'll go up on the field here, you know, it'll be in the afternoon for a few hours and mess around and take some gravel samples and whatnot, so.
It's a nice economic boost for the community as well.
Yeah, I'm
Nice-
sure there'll be
nice
some
job.
people staying on, right? That's
Yeah.
right. One more thing too, I don't know, has anything else been done on this longevity deal, or?
Debbie is working on it. She almost had the spreadsheet done as of last week. She got halted because of payroll and starting with budgets.
Alright,
So as soon as she has that done,
okay,
get back to the chairman and we can run with it.
okay, sounds good. Alright, anything else?
No, I believe so, I think that was the only thing, yeah.
Okay.
Thanks, good job, well done.
We're trying. Getting there little by little.
Thanks.
Alright.
So does your crew ride by.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. You'd have to be pretty good, so. Make it work, I guess.
Corey, did you have something?
I did. As you know, I'm running out the door. I'm not really here right now, but I did look at this mosquito contract, and I have a couple of recommendations for change. And I wrote on this. I'll give it to whoever. Number 4, it says assignment of agreement. It says this agreement may be assigned by the contractor provided the district is given advance notice. Usually, what we do on those is say with the district's prior written consent. So I recommend that. I think we need a section, and I think that we could put it either as a new section or at the end of item 5. Item 5 talks about insurance and liability protection, and the contractor will provide workers' compensation insurance, etc. So it would be potentially an appropriate place there. But we need a section that says the JHS agrees to follow all Montana and federal laws and regulations in carrying out the duties dealing with the spraying and weeds, and agreeing to use the methods, the sprays, and the chemicals that are approved by the applicable governing agencies. It just protects us so that they're using something they're supposed to for the health of the people. Number 6, the breach of the agreement. It says here that if there's a breach and if there's a lawsuit, the successful party will be entitled to the payment of costs, expenses, and attorney's fees from the losing party. We definitely should not agree to that. It should be that each pays their own costs, expenses, and attorney's fees. Other than that, I think it's fine. So if those evidence can be made, whoever's dealing with the contractor on this, then this agreement could be able to do it right away.
Excellent,
Can I
thank
read
you.
this?
Yeah,
Okay.
thanks.
All right.
Good luck to you.
Thanks.
Yeah, have a good
Where are you
release.
sending it?
California.
All right.
I'll get together with John on this afternoon.
Do we have mail?
Yeah, well, let's see. This is payroll, amount of $158,871.39.
I'll move we pay payroll in that amount.
I'll second, I'm sorry.
Been moved and seconded to pay payroll, amount of $158,871.39. All in favor?
Aye.
Motion passed.
It's just forever.
Oh, was that right? On this one?
Payroll, yeah.
No, okay. I thought it was-
Where she's got this, the sign here sticker.
this one here, I guess.
Thank you.
Mhm.
This is Action Print, $750 for printing all our newsletters. Need a signature on that, Elaine.
Are the newsletters out, do you know?
They were, go ahead, Ann.
They were ready to go on Friday, and we got a call from the post office that there wasn't enough postage. After they told us how much postage there was supposed to be. That's all I know.
And I will say that it's the first time, you know, that Nicole has done this. She did have Mia come in and help her with it, but I think it's just one of those things next time. Whatever was missed won't be missed.
Well, and same with the post office, it's the first time they're doing it.
Right,
So it's a
absolutely,
learning curve for everybody.
absolutely.
There's a letter from the Teamsters, number 2, to the sheriff. It says, Dear Brenda, in accordance with Article 16, termination renewal, opening notice of the current labor agreement between Teamsters Local Number 2, City and Broward County Sheriff's Office, this letter shall serve as the union's official notice of intent to renegotiate terms and conditions of the labor agreement. Please contact my office to arrange mutually agreeable dates and times so we can commence these negotiations. Aaron Ford.
I don't know if you guys saw Corey's email to that this morning. He would like to be involved with the process. I did send him just a short email on the history of what went on with the last one. So I don't know if he and Brenda have talked about who's going to respond, but I think maybe the chairman should talk with the sheriff and determine if she did talk to Corey, what they decided, and if not, a letter should be drafted so that they're not just wondering what we're doing for the next 2 weeks.
Makes sense to me. And I think Corey needs to be on that,
Absolutely.
with our interest in mind.
I'm just tickled that he showed interest in being on it.
Yeah.
I'm not surprised, but I am really glad, because I think that's something that was lacking in the past,
Mm-hmm.
for whatever reason.
Right.
Here's a letter made to Broward Reporter regarding return to publishing commission meeting minutes in the Broward Report. Dear James, on behalf of the citizens, you want me to go ahead and read this, I assume?
Mm-hmm.
On behalf of the citizens of Broward County, the Broward County Board of Commissioners respectfully request that Broward Reporter return to publishing commission meetings minutes in the local newspapers. This has been appreciated important customer service provided by local convenient newspapers for the past 6 years. Publishing the minutes was started in 29, initially at citizens' request. It is an important means of fully informing the public decision issues and events that affect them. Although a reporter attends commission meetings and members of the public have come in, they enjoy her news flash on the various subjects discussed in meetings. The actual minutes provide more detailed history, context, and other subjects not included in the news flash that are of interest. The minutes are published on the community website and available in the courthouse for review, but it is a convenience for citizens to be able to pursue them in their local news outlet. Thank you for considering our request on behalf of the citizens of Broward County. Broward County Clerk and Recorder's Office will continue to submit approved minutes from weekly commission meetings to you.
I'll make a motion to sign the letter and send it.
I'll second.
Okay, so moved and second, sign the letter, the letter that just read. All in favor?
Aye.
Motion.
How did you vote, Franklin?
I'm not sure, I don't know if we should, it's up to us to, I think it's okay to ask him, but I don't know if we should actually tell him what we should do on his paper.
Sounded to me like it was a request, not a demand.
It does. It's a request.
It is a request.
And you didn't answer my question, are you voting yes or no on that?
I'm decisive really on that. I'm not going to know, but I'm not going to sign it because I don't think it's ridiculous. You tell them I should go to this paper. I mean, that's just my own idea, but just, that's it.
Well, there's a motion on the floor.
Yeah, but that was, it was passed.
So are you abstaining? Or voting no? Which are you doing?
Abstaining.
I'm
Something,
gonna
Dana?
take, excuse me, I'm gonna take a legal issue with the abstaining vote of a county commissioner. I don't have it with me, I will find it. MCA does state the commissioner shall vote. It is a cowardly way out for Franklin not to take responsibility.
Dan, I see you're back and you have something?
I was just a comment on the TV, the TV district thing. I don't know if anybody said anything on Channel 10 and Channel 12 aren't there. They used to be,
Oh, okay.
so I don't know. It's been quite a while, I mean, and
It had been off for quite a while, you say?
yeah, they are on my TV.
Wonder why we hadn't heard about that.
Well, they don't come from the tower over here, they actually come directly from Helena. I had both this morning.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, Brian was watching the Dunwall report about 6:30 this morning.
Hmm.
So we had them. So that might be something.
Okay, I didn't know, I thought they came from over there.
That's right, I did remember that one station's been off.
Okay, because I know I was getting them. And then Mingle all of a sudden they're not.
So maybe that's coming right from,
So I don't know, maybe I might have to put my antenna in a different spot.
Or adjusted.
Yeah.
No.
All
Let
right.
us know though.
Yeah, well.
Okay. One thing with the reporter letter that was stated in the letter, and I don't know if it was heard in the reading of it. What I'm hearing from the public is they really like the way Sharon is doing the kind of the news flashes of what happens here, but they want more context. What led to it, what other things happen in the meetings. So what I'm hearing is they would like Ann to continue to submit. I think we should make sure that it's in the minutes that they have been submitted to the paper.
And for the record, they are submitted.
Yes, yeah, weekly. It is a request of the citizens, so,
No, and I don't think anybody's bad mouthing Sharon.
no,
Not at all.
no, I honor Sharon for the job she's done. It's just the public would like more
More.
context. And really, Sharon, I can't imagine anything more boring than writing about some of the mail we get.
Amen.
we have claims here, in the amount of $34,067.13.
I make a motion to pay claims in the amount of $34,067.13.
Second.
Been moved and seconded, accept, pay the claims for $34,067.13. All in favor?
Aye.
Motion passed.
I also want to say about the minutes being in the paper, it is additional transparency, and that's also something I heard repeatedly from the public. They wanted more transparency. So I think if this commission can support transparency, it's a good thing for the public.
It's to our advantage.
Everybody's advantage, absolutely.
Here's Roger from Nuggets and MVAC's loans, activity detail, balance sheet.
It's an adjusting journal entry, and it should probably be presented with all the adjusting journal entries, Franklin, when we do that by the month.
Will, but this just come this way, so.
They all do. I mean, you always have 3 or 4, 7 or 8 in our mail. So to keep things, and I think it's a good thing that you're showcasing the payment. I appreciate that very much. But I think you keep losing things just like that bill last Thursday. I think for you to keep things organized and present all adjusted journal entries at one time.
That will go with the other journal entries.
It needs to.
They're down there on the shelf.
Consistency, I think, would help you kind of keep things organized.
Yes, you've seen it, do it back this way.
Yeah, I've seen it.
I think I've seen minutes sitting there to be approved.
And first meeting April 30th. Any additions or corrections on those minutes?
I move to adopt the minutes both for last Monday and Thursday as submitted.
Second.
April 30th.
Excuse me, Commissioner. You may not sign anything until we voted on it. This isn't new.
We didn't vote.
We didn't vote.
I thought I made the motion to, or I mean, to ask for a motion. Okay. Accept the April 30th minutes. All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carried. We have the minutes from April 27th, 2015. Any additions or corrections?
Motion was already made and voted on, Franklin.
April 27th.
I motioned that both meeting minutes be adopted as submitted. Elaine seconded the motion, we voted.
I call for each one separate.
Well, then you should have stopped the motion or addressed the motion. You can't do that after the vote.
Anyway, let's see. We're a little ahead here. Right, we have, here's this, it's funds for the Medicaid match. The email that just come is anything more on that? Is that the one that you sent for another letter?
That is the email that we received last Thursday that was presented in the commission meeting where apparently this was voted on and discussed in a commission meeting, and it was discussed that you do not bring bills to the commission meeting without a claim. Franklin, like with some of the bills he's brought forward, took that back or was going to take it back to Tammy, but in between here and there it somehow got lost. So about 2 months later, they emailed back and said, you guys haven't paid this yet, would you please do so? So yes, we have a claim for the full amount that we need to pay. And I guess I'd like to reiterate that we cannot be taking things home because they get lost.
The claim isn't on this here. So
No,
she'll have
it's,
to make out a claim.
Excuse me?
So she'll have to make out a claim.
She already has, yeah. I got it from her this morning. We have some other claims here too that we need to discuss. And it's possible I put it in the claims file. So go ahead and continue, Franklin, and I will find that for us so that we can go ahead and get it signed.
I'll make a motion then that we sign the claim.
And I will second that with the caveat that we have already voted on it back in March, but it certainly doesn't hurt to vote again. Call for the question.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? No. Motion carried.
Again, go ahead and continue, and I will get that for us to sign here in just a minute.
There's, I don't have any other mail. Let's see if there's anything here. Oh, I was, you got that too, I guess, on the TV board, Harold Gibbs. Says, please relay my interest in the board. I don't think there's been anybody else. I guess we could go ahead and vote for him. If we want.
I did respond to Harold and let him know that we will need to have to schedule that a TV board meeting in order to solidify our budget for that.
Yeah, we can vote to accept him on the board, so
So move.
Second.
move to second, accept Harold Gibbs to the TV board. All in favor?
Aye.
Motion
Aye.
carried. There's this confused support of neighborhood work programs. I assume this is just a copy of what's been in the past. I see you signed it. Just 13.
You signed and took care of that last week. Did you not?
We sure did.
Anyway, I have all this here, but this is all in the past.
Right, it's information she sent
Right.
along with it.
Oh, okay. That's the one that, okay. Let's take care of it.
I like your curls, man. It looks very nice. That's off the record and out of the journal.
Yeah, it's all half for mail here. We're a little ahead yet for next.
2 minutes is all.
Oh, okay. And 45, I was looking at. Well, okay, it's almost at 45. Mike Conkey, DES update, Homeland Security grant solicitation.
Morning, Commissioners.
Morning.
Morning.
Beautiful day out there, we should all be out there.
No kidding.
Irrigating.
Yeah,
I hear you're not getting any moisture from the sky.
It's my monthly DES update. I gave a copy to the public. Yeah, I got about 15 minutes, so I'll kind of go through this. We're making progress on our 4H building generator. The transfer switch is already here. Generator's ordered, probably be another month. The goal is to complete before the fair rodeo weekend. We're working close with the fair board. They have a lot of events scheduled out there. That's hard to
Yeah.
work in, but we're gonna, if we don't get done, we'll wait till after. We wanna make sure they have power for the rodeo and fair and all the events they have out there, as well as, come in later. I wanna remind the commissioners of elected officials disaster workshop. That's in the evening on Thursday, the 21st of May. It's over at the fairgrounds. They have an emergency operations center there. You just kind of go down Tamarack Street there and you get to the intersection there. We're
Hey, Mike?
Yes.
Before you go on, I reserved the Explorer for that.
Okay.
I'll be
good.
in Three Forks, so if nobody's interested in carpooling, I can take it.
Okay.
But if you and some of your deputies, or, Elaine or Franklin wanna go, you guys can use it and I'll just use my car.
I will it'll get a little bit closer. I might have some business with the DES coordinator over there.
Okay.
Gallatin County. We are trying to learn from them. Of course, we want to mutually agreement.
Nice.
You know, with the Emergency Operations Center. Just like fire departments and sheriff's office, EMS, so we quite want to do that at the DES level. Because we had a big event here, nobody has any experience of operating an Emergency Operations Center. I don't have that kind of experience, but they do it in different counties. So we're trying to do the same thing with Lewis and Clark County. But it'll give me an opportunity to sit down with Patrick Leonard. I know him well. He's a public information officer. Well, Fry's incident management team in the Northern Rockies. So it's very close to that. I'll have my schedule with him.
Okay, all right.
And let's see, a hazmat awareness level. OSHA requires hazmat awareness level training for all emergency responders as well as road crew and solid waste, or anybody that can get into a hazmat. So we have that scheduled over at the community library. It's going to be about a little less than 4 hours. We're going to serve a meal. I have some money in my EMPG budget for that. We're asking to do different ones to sign up for that. You may not be interested. What we're going to do is mainly look at different types of hazards. We have the emergency response guidebook, that yellow book, kind of a follow-up from our Yellowstone pipeline training. We identified some training needs. There's two types of level. Level one is awareness. Everybody that's an emergency responder has to take that. The next level is operations, and so we're going to schedule that. Probably that won't be scheduled until the fall. We're getting close to the summer months. That's going to be put on by Dave Mason. Dave Mason is former fire chief for Birdseye. He works for the MSU Fire Service Training School in Great Falls. He's a certified instructor. We want to make sure everybody gets OSHA and FPA certified according to what those regulations are. Protect our people's safety. Also sent that out to the road crew and solid waste. They're invited to attend. We probably kind of limit to about 60 people, but we'll see. I need to have a head count because we're going to kind of feed them, have sandwiches or something for that. We also use those training hours as match, you know, part of our soft match for the different federal grants. Next item is next LAPC meeting is going to be the 21st, and it's usually starts at 3 o'clock. We're going to have a little work session, 2 to 3, just like we did last week. We're going to follow up on that handbook, and then we're going to jump into operations of the Emergency Coordination Center. And that's we had a really good turnout on that.
You're gonna have a busy day that day.
We are. And get done with that, we head over to Bozeman. We're getting into the next grant cycle for Homeland Security grant cycle. And they're requesting some proposals. Now, I've been working with Brandon Flynn, and he's sort of not only assistant fire chief, but he's kind of became an expert in this communications radios, two-way radio. We bought software for these radios because every time we want to change a frequency or turn the light on a radio, like for instance, this portable radios, the law enforcement does not want the display light turned off because if they're out, say they got an earphone on, they don't want that display to light up if you're staking something on. Firemen want that display to light up, so do the EMTs. So that's all the software change. So Brandon has actually got that software for all the radios we have in the county. We bought those Motorola radios. And he can go into each radio and change that. He also does training for the different agencies. Just last Thursday night, he trained the EMTs. They had some new radios we got with the last grant. And he trains with those and helps them to be better operators, how to use the radio, just like a new cell phone. You got all these little gadgets on it. It's hard to understand how to use it. As well as we're talking about protocol on how to use the radio and try to get it down to standard operating procedure. Brandon's done good. So what we're recommending is that we do 2 proposals. Finish our grant. Remember, we asked for $174,000 and we only got $114,000 on that radio grant from last year. So we're back to get that. And of course, in the meantime, prices of radios gone up. Meantime, the fire department and the school's buying more stuff. And we've since then we found out that the base station at the high school is not trunkable compatible, not digital compatible. So if we want them to talk to bus drivers or on the radio system, clear in Billings or at a tournament, they need to have a base station that's outdated. So that's our kind of list. our proposals. We're gonna be asking for about $100,000 in radio grant, public safety agencies. And that's kind of how we put it out there and kind of listed it there. And also, I think Montana DES wants us to have more ability if we have a long-term extended power outage in the summer or winter. We only have one, at this time, one shelter site identified. Now, the shelter operations are usually ran by the American Red Cross. The county does not do that. If they fail to stand up a shelter, then we have to kind of go to plan B. But we work real close with Don Thompson. He's a representative of the American Red Cross. Now, the Red Cross has combined both Idaho and Montana together in one district. They're trying to save money like everybody is. So they get all that controlled out of Boise. But Don's really good, and the only shelter we have that's been identified at this time is Trailhead Church. It's a good site because it's out of the floodplain and it's away from the railroad tracks. The only disadvantage is on the other side of the river. We lose the bridge and we can't get to the shelter site. We also have the capability of using the 4-H building as a temporary shelter once we get the generator up there. We're looking at alternative sites. We have not visited with the other churches or the Watsons and those people at this time. I'm kind of let Don handle that through the American Red Cross evaluation process. That's kind of their charter with U.S. Congress. That's their role. And I've got plenty of other things to do besides get into shelter management. Anyway, so we thought we would ask for another grant for a generator for the mass care shelter. And that's a high priority with Montana DES and FEMA. You want to have a one shelter in every community with a backup generator. And that's really important, I think, not only in the winter time when it's cold, but we have been getting, DES coordinators have been getting information from Montana DES and FEMA that if there is a cyber attack on the internet system, they could actually shut down the power grid for extended periods of time. It may take time to get back on again. And our community is ready for that. Heck no, we're not ready for that. But this is one of the steps to get ready for that, at least shelter for people to go to. It's really, really hot. Several months, 100 degrees, well then we can get the elderly in a place where it's at least air conditioned. We haven't gone out there yet with Townsend Electric and got a detailed budget of what we're going to need. This is kind of the standard price of generators. It may not cost that much. But anyway, I need kind of approval from the commissioners to go ahead and pursue these grants, put these applications in. It's all done online. Now, we used to have paper grants where you used to sign and stuff like that. They've kind of switched from that, which I don't know if that's good or bad. It's kind of a challenge for me to use online stuff, but I've been using Mia, and she understands that very well, and we work really closely together. She's an independent contractor. I contract with her. I have money in my budget to pay her for her contracted services. She's been charging, she's charged $25, but this year she went for $35 an hour. It is well worth it. She does a very good job, and so far we've been very successful.
Good.
So, can I have permission from the commissioners to pursue these two grant applications in the next cycle, the next federal fiscal year? These grants will not be awarded probably until October 1st of this year, and they'll be good for one 12-month period of federal fiscal year.
I'll make a motion to give Mike the authority to apply for these two grants.
I will second the motion, but I have a question.
Yes.
Is there a match? County
No,
match?
I was just going to tell you, 100% federal money.
Oh, nice.
No state,
Okay.
no local non-match available.
Okay.
Any better than that.
Mhm.
Can't get better.
Yeah,
Yeah, thank you for bringing that up.
yeah.
Okay, it's been moved and seconded. Mike, go ahead, apply for these two grants. All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carried.
Thank you, commissioners. The only last thing I want to talk about is Facebook. Now, the county has a Facebook page. We just found that out by Nicole Brown and I searched that. This is Broadwater County Facebook. I don't know who the administrator for that is. Do you know?
No, and if it's not an official county Facebook page, then we probably don't want to.
Participate.
Right, there should be a Broadwater County Facebook page, and that's certainly something we can do. A lot of counties are doing it.
Well, she says it is. They're misrepresenting themselves as official county.
Okay,
But
And
you
it's
can look into
possible
it. Yeah, I
that
don't know.
maybe Doug or Val, one of the other elected
Oh,
officials,
okay.
jumped into doing that. So we should do some,
I'll let the commission look into that.
okay, yeah, we should find out if that is county.
Yeah, if it is
Somebody
county,
else.
we would like to talk to the administrator on that, and then if we have an emergency, we want to get on right away on Facebook and the radio station and get information out to the public. And Nicole also suggested setting up a local DES Facebook page. Just having it available, pre-set up, and explain what the purpose is. Like if we get a large wildland fire, then we want to be able to get information out directly. Of course, if it's in the national forest, we want to coordinate with the public affairs officer, which is Kathy Bushnell, Helen of the Helen National Forest. She's the public information officer on the incident management team that I used to serve on. And so we've got a good working relationship. We need to coordinate that with them. So I think we'll pursue a Broadwater County DES setting up a Facebook page that we can use in case of emergency to get information on at a timely fashion. That's apparently social media. It's where it's at. And I'm old school. I still read the newspaper. But we gotta respond to that. That's communications. That's what people need. That's what they want. And Montana DES is encouraging county DES coordinators to look into that and pursue that and be prepared to utilize social media. And Nicole's like to help there. Any questions?
No, just one easy one, on the generator contract, did you work with Corey on that?
I did, and I don't
Okay.
see any problems with that. He seemed to, he kind of reviewed the process. He already had prevailing wages in there. What I did is, when I prepared that, we went on the state procurement policy. I've been working with Mike Myers on that too. They do have some training over there, which we kind of missed. It was in April. That's a very complex process, and I'd encourage county commissioners to look at the long-term policy, to work with the county attorney to set up a county local government procurement policy that isn't quite so complex as the state policy. They have a Department of Administration that has a division that has a bureau, State Procurement Bureau, that does all this stuff for all the state agencies. So naturally, it's expanded. It's good. Of course, they spend millions, hundreds of millions of dollars on procurement stuff. It's such a complicated process that having us revert to that, since we have no local procurement policy, then we have to revert back to the state policy, which is very complex. And I don't know it all. Corey's learning. I'm knowing. We've never taken training in that area. And there's some training available. I've shared that information with Mike Meyer. I sent this morning a carbon copy, CC'd you those emails. All that information's on there available. But I think we need to look, that's down the road 6 months from now. We need to start the process of working on a draft local government procurement policy. Perhaps MACO could help us look at what are the other smaller counties we we don't need to reinvent the wheel, but
Right,
we need to make it simple.
yeah, that's a good idea.
That's all I have for the commissioners this morning. Any
Mike?
questions for me? Yes.
One thing, it really doesn't pertain to you, but it's gonna be now, Bill Kearns mentioned that emergency center there at the Fairground 4-H building,
Yes.
there are just those 2 restrooms. And
Yes.
with the crowd, it'd really be some congestion there, so, like in the summertime, it's so bad because the other part is open. But just something that you're gonna have to think about, not necessarily you, but it'll be probably brought up in some of this other stuff.
It will be. See, there is the public restrooms that are only open in the summer months because of water freezing.
Right,
Inside the 4-H building, they have a male and female restroom.
right.
And that'll just probably for if it becomes a shelter site, well, then we're gonna have to get some porta potties to set them up. If it's just for like a dozen people working on an incident management team, I mean, not an incident management team, our local county people, emergency coordination center, then that's not bad, a dozen people.
Okay.
Male and female restrooms, but if the incident management team goes out there and rents the fairgrounds, they'll bring in the portable potties.
Okay.
Yeah, I think that's excellent. We have 2 local vendors that do that, Salzman's and
Levi.
Levi DeMar, I think. They're kind of on our resource list.
Okay.
Talk too much. Anything else? Thanks for bringing that. We'll keep that in mind, put that in our plan that we have to. We got a lot of people we need. I think the school has I don't know the date, probably after tomorrow's election, an evacuation drill for the school planned yet this spring. I don't know for sure. They talked about it last months ago, several months ago. What they will do is activate their evacuation plan. Each class will go to a community church. Little kids go to the closest churches. The older ones end up, LDS. And then the buses will be activated. The bus drivers don't even know this in advance. Because if they're in Helen or something, they got a fallback position. So then they have bus drivers for the activity buses, and they'll bus all the kids up to the fairgrounds. And then they'll actually dismiss them from up there. And those bus routes will start, the rural bus routes will start from up there. I don't know, I participated many years ago when I was DES coordinator originally. Kind of set that up with Brian. And when he was superintendent, Brian Patrick, it's a good policy. They do it every other year, I guess this is the year. They may not do it, I don't know. I have no advance notice to do this sheriff's office. They just call it and say they're doing it, and that's it. And we'll participate in the county.
That's excellent.
And it's a good deal. We're gonna have to practice a shelter in place. Whole new, they needed some guidelines, put that part of the policy. We're working on that for next fall. My time's up, I'm overextended.
Well, thank you.
Thank you very much, Commissioners.
Thank you,
Thanks,
Mike.
Mike.
We will be in touch.
All right,
Call me if I can help you. Anything.
thanks.
Thank you. Bye.
I honestly think rather than porta potties for the winter, we need some indoor facilities.
I suppose that the one that's there could be activated in the winter, if needed, by just putting heaters in.
They have so much trouble with that thing, I'm not so sure they don't need to take a big decat and roll it over and start over. We've had nothing but trouble since we started that.
But it's possible, unless there's, first thing is, then it'd have to all be winterized right after again, but at this point, say if something happened, I guess the person could probably get by that way. It's not the best way, I should say, but in an emergency, I suppose it would work. Okay. This was that agreement, with DNRC and giving us steep trucks and things like that. Corey looked over and said he thought everything was fine with him, and so it was on the agenda. So we can, if any more comments, we
I'll make, go ahead.
No, go ahead, I'll second you if you like.
I make a motion that we sign the contract
No, second.
with is it DNRC?
right, cooperative agreement. Did you second? Okay, move to second that we approve this contract with the DNRC. It's a cooperative equipment agreement. All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carried. it's here. It's a few minutes before COS and mosquito board. We could, if somebody has something, we could recess for,
I have some issues for discussion.
okay, go ahead.
One is the BLM contract. Corey, there was an email string, I'm sure you guys saw it, but they are going to be implementing a fine on Broadwater County if they do not hear back from us. Corey had contacted them. He did finally get permission from the sheriff to talk with them, or for them to talk with him. So it's kind of in his court at this point, and Tammy did put them in touch directly with him. So I just wanted to update. Just wanted to update you on that. I think that before anything is paid, this commission needs to fix this communication issue that we have, where they will only work with the sheriff unless she's going to actually pay her bills. Otherwise, we have got to be able to be in the loop on this stuff. It's 2 years old of these bills just being ignored, and that's not okay for Broadwater County.
Well, and if we're gonna get fined.
Exactly, exactly. The next thing is I would like to take legal issue with, and I'm gonna have to make a list, but this is the service provider designation form for our funds that we allocated to Southwest Chemical Dependency. The top was only half filled out, and then it was given to us for signature with the understanding that the top was filled out. I'd like to say a couple of things. One is the chairman cannot be leaving things blank, and the commission cannot be signing things that are left blank, because we have no idea what will later be put into those boxes that we now are responsible for signing. So I respectfully request that paperwork brought to this commission be filled out in full by the chairman. We did discuss this at length prior to signature and vote. I did fill it out, and I would like to present that to the commission so that it's part of the public record. That is 100% to go to outpatient services for Southwest Chemical Dependency Services. And I would like another vote so that I'm covered from any ramifications of having filled that out after the signatures.
I'll make a motion. We again sign the service provider designation form for Broadwater County.
I'll second with a friendly amendment with the appropriate information filled in.
And secondly,
Right.
so the service provider designation form. All in favor?
No,
Aye.
no, I would like my friendly amendment that was accepted included in the motion with the appropriate information filled out in full.
Okay, that's the amendment added to it. In favor of this?
Aye.
Aye.
I'll agree. Motion passed.
And I'd like to give that back to Ann.
Is that right at that time?
The other thing is there's going to be a budget timeline that Debbie is probably going to put out to department heads today, letting them know what date they have to get their budgets done by, when we will get valuations, what the 2 dates are for the different amendments to adopt the budget. The first one for the mills, the second one for departments. And in the timeline, she did put down that Wednesdays commissioners would be available to work with department heads on their budgets. We've done this the last 2 years. I just wanted to make sure that there was no objection from the commission before letting her add that.
No, I'd say add it.
Okay.
So what's the date on that gonna be? It's,
Wednesdays, right, through the budgeting season.
so it'll be probably next week then. She's sending this out now, you said?
Probably this afternoon. And then the other thing is we need to schedule a meeting with the TV district and the mosquito board to do our budgets with them. I did email Harold and asked him what time and day of the week works best for him. I haven't heard back yet. And I can certainly call Elsie and hopefully get Chuck's phone number from Franklin today, as per our request last Thursday. Budgets are due June 1st, so we don't have a lot of time to wait. So I would like to schedule that today,
I got it down here.
or at least some options today.
It looks to me like we need to block out every Wednesday, the whole month of June.
Oh, yeah, yeah, and prior to June too.
Right.
If anybody has any issues with building their budgets for next year, they're gonna need to talk to us before June.
So that would take all this month, the Wednesdays.
Yeah, I'm not available the 21st, Agency on Aging all day. But, you know, certainly you guys could work with anybody that wanted to, or we could take that one off the table. So, do you, I said I would call the mosquito board members. Do you give me leeway to go ahead and do that and schedule a meeting for our budget with them? On
Yes,
their
please.
schedules? Okay. And, again, I have the email from Harold. Who would like to work on that one?
I can,
You want to do that?
sure.
Okay. And then I'll just send that out via email and post it, or put it on the agenda, depending on how much time there is. And then the other thing is, the National Day of County Recognition. The Lieutenant Governor, who is a, very active volunteer, has agreed to come here and speak at our little ice cream and cake ceremony. She is available the 18th, which gives us a couple weeks to have an article in the paper about all the partnering that the county has done, either written by the paper or by us, depending on what the paper wants to do. You know, send out invitations and let people know what's going on. So does that work for you guys, the 18th?
I'm fine with that.
Does that work for you, Franklin?
Yeah, it's May 18th.
We talked about 3 p.m. so that we can get the most people, as most people work on Mondays.
18th is, that's a Monday.
So we talked about the commission each spending $25 for sheet cake and ice cream bar, or ice cream, if that works. Just having it on the front county lawn here.
I wonder if we can get those little Dixie cups that they used to make.
I bet we could find something. Yeah. And then what we would do is probably have somebody give a thanks for everyone for coming, introduce the Lieutenant Governor, let her speak for however long she would. And I'm thinking if we had everyone show up around 3 o'clock, and you know, people are fashionably late sometimes, maybe the remarks start at 3:30, the governor or Lieutenant Governor about 3:40, probably for 20 minutes. It's about an hour and a half, people mingle and chit chat. What do you guys think?
You want the cake before she talks?
I think so.
Okay.
What do you think? Should we do it after?
No, that makes sense.
Okay. So serve, people come and just either self-serve or get served, and
I think they get served by the commissioners.
get served by the
I
commissioners. I
think
like
so.
that. Okay.
So it's Monday the 18th at 3 p.m.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It just makes sense to me. We're the ones saying, thank you, great job.
Absolutely.
Then we better be there so that they can see us right quick.
Absolutely. I think that's a great idea. So we'd want to be out there a couple minutes early, maybe 2:30-ish, to get all set up and have everything ready to go. And the official start time is 3. I'd like to talk to the school, see if we can get some kids to come and play some music for us, make it just a real nice celebration. As far as the remarks, welcoming everyone, thanking them, giving examples of some of the partnerships and the people we want to honor, who would be a good one for that? Virginia, I don't know why people want me to call her Virginia. The Lieutenant Governor will probably talk all-encompassing with specifics about our community. She's very, very good at that. But some kind of an introduction should be very short, I would think.
If she knew ahead of time, she'd probably mention that in her talk then. Different
And that would be
organizations.
important to coordinate with her, yes.
Right.
Wouldn't it make more sense if it come from one of us?
The introduction, absolutely. Some of the examples, absolutely. Yeah. Yeah. So Call is her scheduler, and they're looking for kind of an agenda, what to expect, point person, all that good stuff, so that she has somebody to coordinate with and comes here prepared.
Are you up to giving the welcoming speech, Franklin?
Yeah, I could do it. Introduce her.
And you're gonna need to include all those examples of the partnerships for the county. This is a celebration to honor the people who've worked with the county.
Well, I
It's gonna-
thought we was gonna let her know, and she's gonna work it in hers.
No, Franklin, you need to do some of that if you're going to give the speech. She
Okay.
is, and coordinate with her. But you do not tell somebody like that what they are going to speak on or what they're going to say.
Hers is gonna be more general.
Exactly, yeah. Ours needs to hit the specific achievements, projects, individuals, clubs, the school, the projects, the details. That comes from us. You are the chairman, Franklin, but I just don't trust that you could do this. You're not engaged with what the county's been doing. I wonder if we could find a spokesman for the commission. I hate to do that, I hate to bring this up, but it is true, and I think this needs to be a top-notch celebration that's done well and done right. Again, I apologize for bringing that up, but if
Bill,
you guys
wanna do
think
it?
Franklin should do it.
How about your county attorney with that? Would he be it?
That's a great idea.
Another good person that I like in the community is Pat Plattenberg. He's president of the Rotary Club, he's the tree. That's a couple suggestions I have.
I don't think Corey will be back by then.
He won't. But maybe Doug or Val would be good ones. Judge Olson might be a good one. They're all good speakers who've been engaged,
Gary'd be
involved,
good, too,
positive, driving forces that kept this county going in the right direction.
Gary would be an excellent.
I think Gary would be good.
All right, if, with the commission's support, I will ask Gary to do the introduction of the Lieutenant Governor and speaking on behalf of the county.
And give him some examples.
Exactly, and we can give those to him, and he will honor the county by providing those to the public.
Yep.
All right. If he for some reason isn't available, are you guys supportive of Doug or Val doing that for us?
To be honest, I can't see either one of them doing it.
Okay.
Now, maybe I'm wrong.
I'll hang my hat on Gary and send an email if he's not able to do it.
Okay.
Okay. All right.
And I might be wrong, but
No, we need, this isn't, my vision of this is a well-organized, top-notch, inexpensive way to say how much we appreciate the people who've worked at the county, partnered with the county. And it's gonna take, some research and planning and writing and polishing,
And then some more polishing.
and then some more polishing. Yep,
May I offer an observation?
please.
If you feed people first, you're gonna lose them.
I was gonna say the same thing.
Oh, thanks, guys. Okay,
We need to have the speeches, the honoring first, and then the food.
okay,
Trust me.
okay. All right, so, we can start at 3 with the opening comments,
Mhm.
realizing we may start a little bit late, maybe 3:10. And then the lieutenant governor, probably 3:15, 3:20. And then the commissioners serve. Okay. So we would start getting prepared 1:45 or so.
Mhm.
Mike can help put up a tent, and we can borrow an Easy Up from Rotary. Okay, good idea.
Do they have an easy up?
3 or 4, right? 2?
2 anyway, yes.
Yeah. And we'll have some chairs out there too for some folks. Another good one is a second might be Mary Alice, if she'd be willing.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Mary Alice does a very good job, and she is the mayor, but
absolutely. I will ask her as well as a second to Gary. How's that? Okay.
And I don't wanna be disrespectful to Val or Doug, but
I think they could do a good job. I don't think they would be comfortable doing it.
right.
And we don't want to do that to somebody, make them uncomfortable.
is this gonna be a thank you from the city? Maybe Mary Alice could incorporate that, or is that kind of stealing the county's thunder?
Well, I think we could definitely invite the city as an honored guest, the council, the mayor, and staff. It's actually, the correct title is the County Day of Recognition for National Service. But what do you guys think about partnering with the city if they're interested? Is that getting too much, or should we just invite them?
No, I think that would be fine,
Which one? Inviting them or partnering if they're interested?
if they're interested.
Partnering? Okay. One thing with that is, city council is Tuesday, the 5th. I can't go, I have Fall Fest, the 5th. So, we would need to address them, get on the agenda. I don't know if that would need to be agended, but we'd have to address them on the 5th to get their approval to
That's
be
tomorrow.
involved. It is, yeah. So it's kind of late notice for that.
Might be better off inviting them to and if it becomes an annual thing, partner another year.
It might be a good idea
That's a
since we
good
kind
idea.
of have a short time
Mhm.
frame here. Yeah,
Excellent idea, but then another time to execute
Right.
it.
right, and she had said the 11th or the 18th. The 18th is better. We can't pull this off by the 11th. All right, anything else? Any other ideas from Ann and Sharon? All right, Bill? Joan? Okay, I will email you guys any questions I have that come up and any ideas you guys have. It'd be great to bring them up. And I'll also send you some lists and you guys can fill them in if I've forgotten anything.
Okay.
All right. Cool. All right, I have one more then. The flowers out front. Mike is not good, or so he says, at planting flowers in those pots. And one thing I was thinking is maybe we can send out an email to all our department heads and have a third floor do one barrel, second floor do another barrel, third basement do another barrel. I think we just have 3 or 4. Maybe the sheriff's department one and our off-campus offices do one. I didn't want to do that again just on my own since I'm only a third of the commission. What do you guys think? County could pay for the flowers like we always do, but they would do the work of planting them. Probably takes 15 minutes. If they're interested.
You could use the garden club.
So I was gonna say, what about contacting that garden club?
That's a good idea. Yeah,
That's their forte.
absolutely. Do you know who's head of that anymore?
Ooh, I don't.
Call Marilyn Lane. I'm not
Okay.
sure whether, but she's active in it.
All right. And we would buy the flowers as we always do. She'd bring her partners in crime and put them together for us. She could give a list. All right.
There's some more volunteers then for
Absolutely. Yeah, and with knowing that's coming up, that might be a great opportunity for her too. All right, that's all the fun stuff. The rest is, I need to talk to you guys about the claim, if you still want to do that right now.
I think we're supposed to have
Might as well, because it's still a little before mosquito board gets here.
Okay, we have two claims from Brenda, and both of them she's requesting PILT, and she's actually filled out the claim from PILT. This is going above and beyond her authority. It is not up to any department head to claim PILT as their own. So I would like to, first of all, just give this back to you guys to see. I did send this to Tammy. The money was already put in her account to cover DIS. So she needs to take it out of the account that we already put the money into. This one's another one about the same. Here's a message that says PILT ? If so, a commissioner needs to sign by Brenda's name. Again, no commissioner approval on this, and this would also be part of that same money.
Well, what is it for?
Some kind of licensing program from SHI and Office Pro Plus, Wind Service Cal. I don't remember any discussion about this from Brenda. And if she wants us to pay this bill, and it doesn't fit, in fact, it needs to fit with the DIS, she needs to come to us before she spends the money. And this is not her, she is not authorized to be declaring PILT as her own. So I oppose this claim.
I think she needs to come and talk to us.
At the very least. And one of those should go into the commissioner's office and the other one back to Tammy, so those aren't lost.
I'm gonna ask her about this. Guess you better still leave those in the claims.
No, one better go to Tammy, and the other one better go to our office.
The copy I'd like back to take down to our office. Just because we should have a copy of that. I'll take that to Tammy. The mosquito board. We had talked on Thursday about if the agenda was going to be revised, it needed to have under the mosquito board to sign the contract with JHS. That wasn't done, it just says mosquito board. That doesn't authorize us to do anything. Elaine and I were very thorough on the need for signing the contract to appear on the agenda. Because that wasn't done, our hands are tied. So I didn't call either Elsie or Chuck, and we didn't have a response on the contract until this morning. So we're kind of in a holding pattern on that. I will contact them and see if they can come next week And I have until at least 4 to get that done. And Franklin, you were gonna bring Chuck's phone number. Can I get that from you, please, to follow up with him and get a time that works for him?
I'll have to look again, see if I can find it, but I might have it written somewhere.
Do you? Could I get that?
Okay, his cell phone is 980-0742.
Thank you very much. I'm also wondering, Sharon, if you could help us with a list of service people, people who've returned, people who are gone right now, so that we can honor them also at our event on the 18th.
Okay.
And maybe invite the ones who are gone, maybe invite their wives and husbands and kids to come in their stead.
Right now, I only know of 3. Of course, Andrew's could be coming back into Arizona sometime this month, but his family's still over in Radersburg, Austin.
Well, his dad lives right here in town,
Yeah,
Jeff Gazette, and then his mom lives over at Deer Lodge.
and the Helms' son, Cascade. And the only other one I know is, which I just found out, is the last name is Leatherman, and I could find out, but I don't know of. That's the only ones that I know of. Of course, we don't have anybody we're sending a package to at the present. But there's a number that, Chase Reagan, he was over there. Michael Brown, who's from Broadwater County, he was over there. Richard Holdorf, he was one of the ones from over there.
My granddaughter's husband, and they're sending him back here. He's been there twice.
All of
And
those
he's
folks.
from here.
Yeah, those folks should all be honored on the 18th and their names brought out specifically. Would you be the person I would work with to get a list of those names?
I could work with you on that.
Okay, thank you.
So,
Excellent.
Those last 4 on Chuck Allen again, please.
0742.
0742.
Are the ballots coming in good?
As far as I know.
Good.
Can people still turn in ballots to the courthouse tomorrow?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Whoops, sorry.
I don't care if I get it in stereo from both sides. I think that's good.
That's all right.
No, I'm
When
glad.
it comes to this stuff, you have to just kind of knock me in the head. See, I'll kick her off. She didn't ask you.
Well, that's all I have.
Okay, I'm getting down here at mosquito board. Contract spraying, discussion, decision.
Where does it say that on the agenda? Because I didn't see it on the posted agenda.
I didn't see it either. Putting it on the one for next week.
Okay. I would like to confer with Chuck and Elsie on a time that works for them. So, I know I have until 4-ish today, or 4:30. So, I'll address the time, if that's all right with you guys. I think we should work around our other board members. And it's not a commission meeting, it's a mosquito board meeting.
well, the last time Chuck came was in the morning at 10, because he does, it just seems like every day he's busy. Either doing something here in town or at the court, detention center, or up at the fort, so,
Yeah.
the earlier you can get in touch with him, the better it would be.
Yeah, and I want to work around him as he's so busy. And Elsie too, 11:30 right before lunch would be a tough one for her with
Yeah.
everything she does next door. So I think we should work around those two.
That makes sense.
It does, yeah. And also with Harold and the TV district, I'll have an